Good morning. Good morning. I just had to get myself together, guys. Um, I'm so sorry. Today is May 1st, and many of you may know what that date is, and I don't mean anything to do with a court date. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Ah, damn it, Mandy. Good morning. Jaspito, Bambi, Christoph, Dreamsicle, GG. Oh, Gamecock Jenny, Gypsy, good morning. Genuinely Jen, good morning. Sarah motherfucking C, good morning. Hell's Hell's the Bomb, good morning. I could not get into Bomb's Rumble last night. Hi Bonero, good morning. Kernels of Shade, good morning. Mini 560, good morning. Snuggle Bunny, Mayor, good morning. Sweet Potato, Bulletproof, Volty, got Lauren Marie, Wendy. Guys, I forgot to pull names out of a hat. I forgot to pull names out of a hat. Um, I was trying to figure out who I was going to attack this morning, but I didn't pull any names. But we have another Diddy on our hands here, and Darnell went to court yesterday to be arraigned. I have it, but the court hearing itself is really low. I will drop the link in the chat so you guys can put your earbuds in and go listen. But of course, I have the clip from WT OL when they did the snippets of the courtroom, and that audio is better. See, I don't know. It kept, now let me tell you, when I went in from the browser, okay, um, it kept playing the intro and it had me behind. I couldn't fast forward. So then when I went out and I didn't log in through the browser, I just went through Rumble. I was on the same, I was at the same time she was. Yes, we have another Diddy in Montgomery County. So I was listening, and then I said, you know what? And then I remembered. So she was playing what Texas Girl and them did earlier that day. So I don't know what's going on with Rumble, but it was quite aggravating. Good morning, Cher Bear. Oh my God, you guys are giving me the views that I need. Thank you so much. I need these views. Thank you. It is May 1st. May 1st. Um, and I'm gonna tell you, at the time, I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about, but I jumped up out the bed at the same time that I got that call. And it was a shitty day yesterday because I knew this day was coming, and it's a shitty day this morning. Um, oh, look at that love. Y'all fucking love each other. Jorson took away our hater nation, I tell you. So now we have to go with love you so much. Where's Rochelle? Hi, Heidi. You you cloudy, hateful view. Jen, I'm gonna put this one Hi, I can't remember. Hi, Christoph. DJ Mandingo. Jen, that is a good one. Thank you. Uh yeah. Uh um So anyway, um let's get into what we have to. I replayed your life. Yes, Jen. I've only seen her in your chat, and I think she came into George's chat a couple of times. But that name just floors me, Susie Rottencrotch. That's it. That's it. That name floors me. Sarah, I sent you a message. um, that floors me. Yes. Yes, it has. Whew. Time flies, doesn't it? It really flies. So let's do this. Look, let's do this. Let's do this. So we talked about serial killers, okay? And but before I'm just gonna give you a brief synopsis on this. And we were talking about how many black people, how many blacks, African Americans are serial killers, okay? We knew the percentage was 15%. So I was digging a few weeks back and I found some. It was 21 of them to be precise that I found, but one of them they don't have on there, and that's Lorenzo Gilliard, and he was the Kansas City strangler that killed young women, and he had killed 13 by the time he was caught, and they were all prostitutes. But before then, he had been charged with raping and molesting a child. Okay, so we're going to discuss these serial killers, and I'll probably go one by one over a course of a few days. But I am going to do some body cam stuff as well. 25 to 30 black sick that I know of. Well, I found 21, but on the list that I found, Lorenzo Gilliard was not on that list. And a lot of people don't know who he is. And I was surprised. He was known as the Kansas City Strangler. So, it's not worldwide. It's just in the United States, okay? Because that's what I was looking at. But let's look at our new Diddy, okay? Can we look at our new Diddy, please? I want to look at our new Diddy. And this is even more disgusting than Diddy. I'm sorry. I'm just a little, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. Let me take this. Good morning, Marcia E. I want you guys, and this is a trigger warning. Okay, this is a serious trigger warning. I'm just going to tell you this woman that is being beaten is pregnant. This is at an apartment complex in Montgomery County. This was caught on tape. And here we go.
First at 5, we are hearing from the man charged with beating his pregnant girlfriend outside an apartment complex.
Do we see him stomping and kicking this woman? Yep, Diddy's done. He's done. Good morning, brown eye cutie.
In Montgomery County, that man now admitting to the crime, telling NBC 10 he's sorry. Thank you for joining us on NBC 10 News at 5 o'clock. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Johnny Archer. Police say the victim told police that he wanted to end her pregnancy. Raymond Batista was arrested for the attack, and today he was taken to jail after a judge set his bail at $500,000. NBC 10's Deanna Durante was in the courtroom this morning and spoke with Batista.
Raymond, are you sorry?
Yeah.
Despite a
Oh my God. You see how sorry he is? Good morning, my Riley. Good morning. You see how sorry he is, right? Raymond, are you sorry? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't end her pregnancy. Yes, I'm sorry I beat the shit out of her. Yes, I'm sorry I tried to kill my unborn child. You see how big this guy is? Maybe he took out a page out of Diddy's book. Maybe he took a page out of Diddy's book.
Promise from Raymond Batista that the victim in the case is safe. A Montgomery County judge sent the 36-year-old to jail. Batista admitted in court Wednesday he was the one who beat his pregnant girlfriend early Thursday morning. As the video played in court, Batista sat his head low.
We didn't hear Cassie screams, did we? No, we didn't. Do you? And look how he's dressed like he wants to be a ninja. This is disgusting.
Eyes closed as the victim screamed. An ambush, prosecutors say he planned because he didn't want responsibility for the child.
And this is where her justice begins today.
Police zeroed in on Batista in the hours after the assault. They say the victim told police Batista wanted her to end her pregnancy. NBC 10 obtained this video of police at Batista's Allentown home on Thursday afternoon, just hours after the assault. This is when police say Batista told them he was home sleeping at the time of the attack, yet they say his car was seen on video near the crime scene, and license plate readers also verify it was on the road just after the attack, heading towards his house. Batista told police he was the only one with keys to the car.
Ronnie, can you go find him? I think we need to send him over to Lisa's home, okay? That's where we need to send him, to Lisa's home. This man beat this pregnant woman and tried to act like it was an attack or a robbery.
Officers say they found critical evidence in the car, including a ski mask. Batista said in court today the ski mask was, quote, from another job, and he didn't plan the attack. After being released on unsecured bail Monday night, the DA's office filed a petition.
Wait a minute. He was released? He should be back in jail.
To modify that bail, saying the victim was unsafe even in her own home.
It was kind of harrowing having to go to her home and remove her again. It was kind of like being victimized all over again, but she's safe at this point.
Batista, who arrived to court alone today, told the judge he was cooperating with police and said, quote, this was just a bad moment. Now, the judge in this case says that given that this attack was planned, he believes, and the danger to the victim and her unborn child, that high bail in this case was needed. As for the victim, we do know that she is recovering from multiple injuries.
He didn't need any bail. That's what I want to know. He didn't need it. Well, you get a bail bondsman. I don't know. Do they have bail bondsmen in Pennsylvania? Some states don't have those. You have to pay the court. He doesn't need any bail. He doesn't need bail at all. He needs to be tarred and fucking feathered for what he did to that woman. A bad moment. A bad moment is what he says. A bad moment. I am. I've been following the Memphis Five, the 5 cops that killed Tyre Nichols. And I'm going to say, Nichols. I'm going to say killed because that's what they did. Remember, it was a traffic stop. His mom was actually on the stand, what was it, Monday? Testifying how she found out, was it Tuesday? Testifying how she found out that her son was murdered, okay? And they were trying to convince the mother. Yes, the baby survived, Kernels of Shade. The baby survived. She's recovering. She is recovering. I'm really just dumbfounded with the fact that they even gave him bail and then had to bring him back. Because she's not safe. It was a planned attack. But an abortion or miscarriage would send a woman to jail. Exactly, M. Witt. Thank you for bringing up that point. Exactly. Now, if she would have aborted that child, I don't know what the laws are in Pennsylvania, if they can have abortions in Pennsylvania. Or if she was to miscarry by whatever reasons, or if the child was deformed and she didn't want to have the child and the doctors refused, but then her system, she developed sepsis, she would die. But you beat the shit out of this woman in the parking lot. We heard her screams and yells, but you get bail. Isn't that some shit? Now, I'm going to drop the link for Darnell Jones, but I'm just going to give you I'm just going to let you see the hi Susie. Good morning. but we're going to get the update from the court. The hearing itself was like 47 minutes. Well, really 30 something minutes. The rest was just them talking commentary. But it's pretty low. So you really can't hear it unless you have earbuds in. And he should be charged with attempted murder. He should be. Abortion is legal. Wait a minute. Abortion is legal up to Pia up to 24 weeks. Thank you. She looks like she's way past 24 weeks, the way she was. But did you see how she was protecting herself and that baby on the ground? She knew it was him. She knew it. And he had the ski mask and everything in his car. And he's going to pretend that that was for another job. So what were you going to do? You going to rob a bank? Well, look, were you going to go rob a bank since it was for another job? Hi, Zelda. Yes, he needs to be charged. Hopefully he did. You know what? I'm not going to say hopefully. He should go to prison for this. This was an attack. It depends on, well, a fetus in Pennsylvania is considered vital at 24 weeks. Depends on how far along she is. That's attempted murder on a fetus. Because he said he was trying to end her pregnancy. That is attempted murder on a fetus. He's going to plead out. He should be back in custody. Well, he was back in custody. They were just showing him. But yeah, because the judge had released him. And then for fear, and then the prosecutor said, oh, hell no. So he is back in custody for what he did. People tend to date cheap these days and will accept crumble for love. That's true. I hope they don't give him a plea deal like they were trying to give Diddy. His attorney approached them, and now the attorneys are saying that Diddy was mentally incapacitated. Hi, Angela, due to the fact that he was using so much drugs. He didn't know what he was doing. May 5th is that court date. So let's look at this real quick. Kimani Latigue's dad went to court, and I dropped the whole hearing for you so you can watch it. But this is just the synopsis from the news because it's kind of hard to hear. And I was straining to hear it when I was playing it back for myself on my laptop. But when I put it on my phone and I have my earpiece in, I hear it quite well.
The investigation into Kimani Latigue's death. WTOL 11 receiving the 911 call from the day Kimani was reported missing by her grandmother. Here's part of that call.
How long ago she's been missing?
To the best of my understanding, she's just been missing this morning. And I called her school and went up to her school, and they said she's not there.
Do you remember? Did you see what she was wearing before she left?
No, she's usually going to school before I get home from work.
Kimani went missing back on March 18th.
So we heard that, right? So it's what we suspected. The grandchild was home by herself at 13 while the grandmother was at work. She, as the grandmother said, hi, Texas girl. She's a latchkey child. Okay. Hi, Lack. Yes, that's his new defense, Lack. That's his new defense. So, this is a 13-year-old girl that's left home overnight. The dad knew that she was always by herself at night on the days that her grandmother worked. We heard the 911 call. Let's hear it again. How the grandmother just sounded so nonchalant, but yet she said she found all of this stuff in the living room. And the place was another job doing what? Huh? Oh, yeah, another job doing what? He had a ski mask. He was getting ready to go rob somebody, I guess, or rob a bank, because he didn't plan that. He just happened to know, what time she leaves in the morning to go to work. It's not a planned attack, not at all. Yes, I do. It's not a planned attack at all. So here we go.
So she's been missing.
To the best of my understanding, she's just been missing this morning.
You hear this? Well, wait a minute. So, sound like Madame Soto's mother too, huh? I just want to hear this again. Well, to the best, the day I came home early from work, and Kayla was, what was it? They had the day off from school. I came in here. It was so quiet. And I walked to her room and she wasn't there. First thing I did was to call her phone. Good thing she answered. Then I went the fuck off for her leaving this house without telling me where she was going. Even though her and a couple of friends went to McDonald's. I don't give a flying F. No, you're fine, Angela. You left without getting me my permission, without asking, could you meet your friends? I don't know these people. When I told her to get your narrow ass back here, or you don't want me to come up there, I think she must have ran home. But if she didn't answer that phone, it would have been a bad day here in Spokane, because I wouldn't be sounding like this at all.
Best of my understanding, she's just been missing this morning. And I called her school and went up to her school, and they said she's not there.
Do you remember? Did you see what she was wearing before she left?
No, she's usually going to school before I get home from work.
Kimani went missing back on March 18th. Her disappearance sparked a search parties and garnered attention all over the community. On March 24th, the girl's body was found in an abandoned, burned-out East Toledo home.
Darnell Ogletree Jones is charged with killing his daughter, 13-year-old Kimani Lateague. He faced a judge today and pleaded not guilty on all counts. Silver Barker.
I got a problem with this. He pleaded not guilty, but he admitted to the police. Well, I guess you can plead not guilty, but he admitted he raped his own daughter, he kidnapped her, and he killed her. But you pleaded not guilty. Get the fuck out of here.
Inside the courtroom for his arraignment, she joins us now with more tonight. Silver?
Right. Well, as you mentioned, Jones pled not guilty in court today to all 15 charges that he is facing. Now, that includes aggravated murder, which is a capital murder charge for the death of Kimani Lateague, 13-year-old Kimani Lateague. That includes also he's facing charges of rape and kidnapping, along with aggravated burglary. Jones was told in court today that he has the right to a fair and speedy trial. However, his defense attorney, David Klukas, argued for more time. Klukas has dealt with death penalty cases in the past. Klukas was granted that time.
This woman that's sitting next to him, I understand it's your attorney. I mean, it's your job to defend. This man, even this man that's sitting next to him, I wonder, how do they feel after knowing what he did to his child. Well, yeah, everybody's gonna plead not guilty. Shit, I'll plead not guilty even if you got me on camera doing it. Just like that guy we just saw beating the shit out of his girlfriend. It wasn't me. I'll pull a Shaggy so quick. It wasn't me. Did you reach up and touch my shoulder? Wasn't me. Did you call my name? Wasn't me. That's my whole thing. It just wasn't me. What? Did you see a black car? Wasn't me. Here we go.
It's only been a few days since he's gotten to know Jones and his case. The judge also granted a request to remove a bond that had originally been set at $4 million. However, the defense reserved the right to revisit that issue in future court proceedings.
$4 million. Now, the woman that left her kids abandoned in a home for 5 years got a $250 million bail, but then they reduced it. But he killed, raped his daughter, kidnapped her, did all these things, and he only gets $4 million. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you want to Ohio in this motion filed this morning. The state is requesting that the be held the following.
We would like an acknowledgement from the court that if the court chooses to hold Mr. Jones without bail today, that it acknowledges that the applicable law does give us the opportunity to come back and overcome that presumption.
Now, Jones is being held now without bond. Prosecutors tell us also in court that Kimani Latigue's grandmother, Dorothy Latigue, is going to be her representative in this case. As for upcoming court dates, Jones is expected back in court May 23rd. We'll continue to keep you guys updated. Reporting live in downtown Toledo, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
All right, thanks, Silver. We will continue to cover.
He's going to go back to court on May 23rd, okay? The grandmother is going to be the representative for the granddaughter, which I think that should be someone else there, because the grandmother, I think it should be her aunt, the one that really cared about her, not the mother who was scamming for cash apps, not the grandmother who's so nonchalant that her granddaughter was missing. And to the best of my knowledge, I'm not sure because, she's normally in school when I'm gone. What? 13 years old. That young girl should not be left alone at night, all night, at 13 years old. She shouldn't be. I still can't wrap my head around that. But this one I'm going to show you guys, and this one is a trigger warning as well. And we always hear, well, I don't know if you hear about it. You remember for a while, there were all these women that were kidnapping babies and can the mothers and all of this stuff. Hi, Scottish Deborah. Good morning. And see, Kernels of Shade, I do as well. I believe she was neglected all the way around. And my thoughts have always been, my opinion has always been, the grandmother took her from the other Gordian because she wanted the money. Okay? She wanted the money. I don't know what prompted her to adopt her when the state would have kept caring for her, I'm sure. But something must have happened where she adopted her after 5 years. And then she went after the mother for child support. I have had 2 of my grandkids at one time. My son, at that time, he was still paying out his lease. That's before he bought his home. I didn't ask him for shit. After he paid out that lease and all that stuff, he would send money for clothes and stuff like that. When Kayla was here, beginning of school, her dad shopping spree. Middle of the school year, I would take her shopping because, it's around her. I would do it either the first or the middle of the school year. We would take turns, but all the trips we took, those were on me. I never went to my son, and God knows he could afford it. Never went to my son and said, hey, everything she ate, I paid for. And she had a damn American Express card and a Visa that her dad gave her. Everything. He was like, you better make Kayla start spending her money. She has it. And I was like, wait a minute, what? I said, okay. But you don't. Do you have Life 360? It's the best. I get alerts when my kids. No, because my grandkids are on the East Coast with their dads and their moms. My other grandkids are in London with their dad and their stepmom. I don't have Lifetime 360. When Nate was in college, when high school, I did. Well, not Lifetime 360. I was able to locate, and I was always knowing where he was because he would have his locator on. Yep, that's what we need to do. So, and then when I remember when Kayla was, what was it? She lived with me. She refused to go home. And I remember it was time for her to start school. And I called her dad. I said, hey, you got to come get Kayla. He was like, Ma, she doesn't want to come home. I said, bring her brother. And the minute she saw her brother, she was excited. I said, get her shit, get her out of my house. Take her with you. And then when she realized she left me, every single day, she was calling or wanted to talk to me. I was in San Antonio damn near every other weekend to spend time up there. When she left here to go to Dallas, so she could meet her dad and they can all fly to London, that scene in the airport was something horrible. I broke down and I went to get her something to on my way out the airport because they were getting ready to board. And I didn't want to see her get on the flight because I was going to cry. She was holding up. And then the minute I walked off, I said, let me get her some snacks so she can have on a flight. I'm paying for the stuff and I hear them paging me. Could you please come to gate? I forgot what gate it was. And I'm like, what the hell? I get there and she's crumbled up and she's just crying her eyes out. I was like, oh my God, you got to stop this. You got to stop this. I said, you're going to see your dad. I said, you're going to be good. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. I said, I'm trying to be strong. All the way out the airport, I'm crying my eyes out. I get into my car and I just sat there and I'm crying because she's been with me for damn near 2 years. So just thinking about it right now, I'm starting to cry. Anyway. No. She got on the plane December 18th. Look, it's amazing how I know that, huh? December 18th, 2023. She got on the plane. So it's amazing how I remember that date. But yeah, but I've had all of my grandkids. Chris, who's now in the Air Force, I had Chris for 6 years. His dad worked overseas. Well, almost 6 years. He lived with me. So anyway, I want to show you this story. See, y'all have me reminiscing and I don't want to do that. And thinking about other things that make me sad. Oh my God, Savage. That's my sister's birthday tomorrow. He's a Taurus. Oh, shit. Happy birthday, girl. Oh, yep, Life 360. Oh my God, Savage. 13. Girl, you old. You are old. So this is a trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. All right. Again, trigger warning. I'm sharing this. Hold on. Let me put, this is from EWU. I just want to drop the link in the chat, and I need to drop it in my
After completing the formalities at the police station, Angela is brought.
I need to put it in my description as well. That's the YouTube channel. Let me start it from the beginning. All right, here we go.
Breathe. She's got a pulse. You're good. We're good. We got you. Breathe. Just keep breathing. Keep breathing.
Oh my goodness. Homicide is here. She didn't die. Yeah, that's not.
A peaceful morning turns into a terrifying nightmare when a woman is shot and her infant twins are kidnapped. As the police scramble to save the mother's life, a deliberate attempt to spread misinformation leads investigators to a dead end they did not anticipate. With no witnesses to the crime, police must race against time to find the babies before they disappear forever.
Some Lifetime movies.
On May 11, 2021, Savannah police rushed to a scene of a brutal shooting. 23-year-old Gabrielle Rogers had been shot multiple times inside her home before the shooter kidnapped her 2 children. Though her injuries are severe, Gabrielle manages to run across the street to get help from a neighbor before collapsing on her front porch. The following footage has mostly never been seen before.
Where's she shot? Where's she shot?
Right there.
We got one in the leg. We need a tourniquet. Do you have an extra set of gloves? Set of gloves.
Tourniquet.
I need gloves. Go.
If you
Get a
turn her
tourniquet on the
head,
leg.
you'll see her ear is all whatever. I don't know if it's here or down there. All I know is she told me she was shot. I don't know.
I got gloves.
If you turn her head, see on that side of her ear. She has my kids. She took my kids. They took her 2 kids. And they took her 2 kids. 2 months old. Much tighter.
As officers assist Gabrielle, she shares a horrifying detail that she knows the shooter.
What's your name, ma'am?
Kathleen Daniel. She took my kids.
Kathleen what?
Kathleen Daniel took my kids.
Where does she live?
She lives.
With the suspect's name identified.
This woman was pretending that she was pregnant. Told this woman, the woman told her that she had a bunch of milk that her kids couldn't drink. And she went over and shot this woman and stole her kids. So Shade, you saw this one. Thank you, Marsha. I know they do. I know. Damn, Savage. Not 20. Damn, Savage. Not 20. But yeah, so they go and all of this. So I don't, hold on. Let's get here. Here we go.
That lives with her. She wasn't home at the time, so she don't know what's going on. Okay, ma'am. Twin boys.
They're about to be 6 months.
Okay. They took the woman that did this took them.
They were 6 months yesterday.
They took them.
No, 6 weeks. 6
So
weeks.
did you
6
see?
weeks.
She just said that's all the information that she gave.
I just came. And
She just came. She came to me. Okay. She came to me and she said a friend of hers, do you know Gabrielle or Gabriel or something like that? Somebody took her kids. Came in, shot her, took her 2 kids.
She said one of her friends was going to bring her a whole bunch of formula, and I was at a job interview, and I just got home.
And you see the blood in the house, right?
You guys live together?
You know her name?
Shock of the attack. Officers and detectives begin formulating theories for the motivation behind the diabolical crime. The most prevalent theory is also the simplest.
Did she have any idea what happened? Why this?
Honestly, I think that it was an abduction. I think it's an abduction.
Well, I'm trying to get
all that. She met somebody, I understand that. That's perfectly clear.
somebody online.
So this is a person that's just befriending her, a female. Like, hey girl, we can be mommy thing, whatever the case
Join
is.
this mommy group.
Right. So what would be her motive? She wanted the babies?
She wanted the babies.
Or she want to get her out the house
She
for
wanted
somebody
the
to do it?
babies.
Okay, all right.
She wanted those babies.
Okay.
Stephanie,
Well,
who
the
does
babies
this?
is This some TV stuff.
Right, this is for
It's
TV.
TV.
Who does this? This is a woman. this is a woman that is claiming to have kids and probably don't really have those kids.
Yeah, that
but
want babies
she
and
wanted
kidnap
babies.
and selling them. So this is my thing.
I don't think
a white car is involved. Do y'all know anybody with a white car? That okay.
You're gonna hear.
And how in the world can we have cameras out here and nobody don't see her, but you see everybody else that's coming to the door? So obviously now I know she's been over here several times. So 9 out of 10, she's already kind of scoped out.
So she know the ins and outs and how she can maneuver and manipulate. Correct.
If Stefan is correct, the suspect could have befriended Gabrielle to execute this frightening plot.
Exactly.
Haunted by this unsettling theory, detectives speak with Jasmine, who shares more about Gabrielle's plans for the day.
Like I said, she came over and she said, I have a whole bunch of formula that I don't need because my babies don't drink that one. I remember her saying it specifically, yes.
Okay.
And she told me this morning before I left that was the person who was coming over to give her the formula.
What kind of formula?
The formula the twins drink is the Similac. She said it was a whole bunch of Similac because her twins don't drink that because they were smaller or something. Like one of her twin girl just came out of the hospital like last week. She got in a car accident the other day when she was supposed to bring over the formula, and I believe she went to Memorial. She works at Memorial as like in the ER.
As detectives dig deeper into the case, they're thrown off guard when they uncover that in one of her messages, Kathleen had claimed to work at the same hospital where Gabrielle was brought for emergency treatment now.
So the lady has twin girls too.
She has a boy and a girl.
She has a boy.
She had the boy at home, but the girl had to stay in the NICU. I remember her telling me that she brought her oldest child with her when he was 2. That's the only thing that I can think of because she said that the girl with the formula was coming and she was the one who said she had it. So it has to be her.
Shortly after, officers get their first breakthrough in the case when Jasmine shares a screenshot of Kathleen's image, taken from the Ring doorbell footage from one of Kathleen's previous visits. Officers accompanying Gabrielle at the hospital urgently search for Kathleen, looking to the hospital staff for answers.
So if I show you a picture, can you tell me if it looks, this is a bad picture, but does that look familiar to anybody that possibly works here?
Nope.
That you know?
Okay. Let's see, I see it.
Wasn't she here yesterday?
She has
She
the
was
long
here
braids.
yesterday.
She was here yesterday.
Yes. Hold on. This is the victim.
This is the suspect.
And what's her name?
Her name is Kathleen Daniels or Kathy Daniels. We believe our victim wasn't able to really, that was all she was able to say, wasn't really able to give us much.
You're thinking of the same person I am, right?
The tech.
Yeah.
So there was,
heavier set tech. She
was here
she has
yesterday.
red braids, I think.
she has braids.
She was
Don't
here
quote me on
yesterday.
that.
She was here yesterday. They have the same body build.
Unsure if the tech and the suspect are the same person, the hospital staff search through the names in their database. However, they don't find anyone under the name of Kathleen Daniels or anyone who looks like the person captured by the security camera outside Gabrielle's home. With a promising lead quickly turning into a dead end, additional officers attempt to locate the list of visitors from the day Gabrielle gave birth at the same hospital.
So I'll be honest with you, since it's already on the news. There was 2 babies abducted today. Okay, so 2 babies abducted today. There was a woman who visited the victim here when she had her children on the 28th. The woman who visited her is the one who abducted the children. We're just trying to figure out who she
So was
is.
it a family member?
We don't know, and we believe she gave the victim a fake name because you guys don't have Kathy Daniels or Kathleen Daniels that meets her description in your database, but somehow she got here, back here. So
is they're not able to give you any information without going through our legal department.
So go through them.
So we have to get you connected with them.
Okay.
Yeah, in order to give any information, and at that point in time, I think Rosemary can help you out.
While they couldn't obtain the visitor list from the hospital staff, the officers are about to learn something so extraordinary, it will completely flip the case over on its head. While Gabrielle fights to survive, police gain access to her phone, but somehow the social media profiles of Kathleen Daniels are nowhere to be found. With no proof that she even exists outside of the surveillance footage from a week ago, police have no choice but to go to the media and release the image from Gabrielle's Ring doorbell footage, along with an Amber Alert for the twins.
Oh, that's the alert. 26 feet. Yep, 2 6-week-old twin black males last seen leaving Savannah with a black female. I hope they do.
on my phones.
Oh, you got both phones. You all get the alerts too.
Miraculously, tips pour in immediately from local residents. According to the police report, a tip from the community provided information which advised that the infants were being held inside a home in Rincon, a city nearby. The reason officers couldn't find a single record of the mysterious Kathleen Daniels is because she doesn't really exist. This wasn't a simple case of a missing record or a misspelled name. Rather, this was a carefully crafted deception.
Savage, I just sent you something on Instagram.
An alias designed by the suspect to shield her true identity from her crime. Behind the mask of this fabricated identity was a woman named Angela Montgomery. The pieces of this harrowing puzzle were beginning to fall into place, and this revelation would only lead to darker secrets being uncovered. A SWAT team rapidly heads to Angela's home. At her residence, officers found Angela's 2-year-old son, her fiancé Dale, her mother, and 3 sisters, and the greatest discovery of all, the missing baby boys. Officers carry the infants from the house to a nearby police car and find...
I love the fact that I see all of you guys have changed your names. Well, not all of you guys. A lot of you have changed your names. And I have to say, the live that Amber and Texas Girl did yesterday, I was very impressed.
Finally share an update that everyone had been desperately waiting for.
Hey, babies. All right. Hey, darling.
Somebody advised that we have both babies. That's all one. Somebody advised that we have both.
We have both. We have both.
At the time of her arrest, Angela was found naked and hiding in a closet. Outside, one of the detectives interviews Angela's mother, and what she has to share is nothing short of a nightmare in the making.
So Angela lives here. Whose babies?
I thought they were hers.
Huh?
I thought they were hers.
She had babies lately?
Yeah.
Okay. Where does she have her kids at, you know?
Today, supposedly, she had them. This is crazy.
Okay.
According to the police report, Shaniqua shared in a later interview that after she heard the Amber Alert, Angela took everyone's cell phones away and confessed to the kidnapping, saying, "I have something to tell you. I did something bad, and I know you and Dale are going to hate me for this." Shaniqua immediately told Angela to give the babies back, and Dale began packing the babies' things.
She had a baby today?
That's what she said.
When last time you saw her other than today?
Yesterday.
Where did you see her at?
At my house.
And she looked pregnant?
She's been pregnant. She's been pregnant. She was supposed to be being induced today.
Okay. Well, these babies are 6 weeks old. She looked pregnant the day before, and she was going to be induced today at the hospital. Nobody went with her. And then you come home with 2 babies after being induced the same day. You come home with 2 babies. Does that make sense to any damn body?
When officers and detectives began searching Angela's home, they quickly located 3 firearms. Additionally, some baby formula was found in the kitchen cabinets. The house appeared to be fully equipped for 2 newborn babies. Police also found a mysterious note along with a stunning piece of information, unveiling a horrifying and twisted motive that would shift the entire investigation.
So why are you here? Just to help her? So were you here when she came home with the babies? Oh, so what did she say to you when you saw the babies? You held them? So what did she say?
She said she had them.
Who was with her?
Nobody.
Just by herself? What kind of car she was in?
At the time, she had my car.
Yep, the mother's handcuffed.
According to the police report, when Shaniqua and Angela met at the hospital, Shaniqua observed one of the babies on Angela's dashboard and the other on the passenger seat. Oddly, both the babies were unclothed, but she didn't question her daughter about it.
You hear this?
After completing the formalities at the police station, Angela is brought in for interrogation. Soon enough, Angela, a.k.a. Kathleen, confirms what Jasmine told the officers about the Facebook group. However, she divulges some major details which completely contradict what the police had heard from Jasmine and Gabrielle.
There was another person there today.
Okay.
And you can look up my birth records. I'm adopted.
Uh-huh.
And I have a sister.
Okay.
And we're twins.
Uh-huh.
We are not identical.
Uh-huh.
We are fraternal, technically. She was the other person there today, and use it against me. It's the truth.
Okay.
My sister showed up exactly 3.5 months ago. She's from New York. She lives in Jersey. I have her address.
As it happens, police never needed to verify any of the details concerning this other twin sister's involvement. According to the police report in an interview, while Angela's mother confirmed Angela was adopted when she was 2 weeks old, she reveals that Angela doesn't have a twin. Moreover, her family had no idea she'd not been pregnant for several months. Angela proceeds to ramble on about her fictitious twin sister Destiny, desperate to convince the detectives of her innocence. But they already know the truth about what she'd done, and her attempts to convince them otherwise are in vain. The detectives confront Angela, demanding the truth about what really happened that morning.
I woke up this morning with plans to tell my fiance that I'm not, that I miscarried. And today was supposed to be your induction date?
Induced labor.
Or induced labor. Technically? I never actually planned an induction date. It was supposed to be Saturday, and Saturday I was going to tell Dale, and something happened with his dad that was freaking crazy, so...
That's right. Angela lost her twins to a miscarriage prior to meeting Gabrielle. After befriending her under the guise of also being pregnant, she posed as a helpful friend. During this time, she learned where the cameras in the nursery were located in her house and then kidnapped Gabrielle's children. From there, she attempted to fool her family into believing the babies were hers, to then raise them as her own. This was eerily close to what Gabrielle's uncle Stefan had theorized. When police were searching Angela's house, they discovered the astonishing evidence of the miscarriage, along with an unnerving note on her calendar.
So did she lose twins or something?
What?
Did she lose twins?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay, because they hate that she'd get them or something.
You might want to take a picture of that.
I did.
Okay.
With enough evidence to charge Angela and the children secure, officers share the happy news with Jasmine and her aunt.
We went over to try and let her know first, and she's in the back.
You're eating?
Twins, they're okay.
Wait a minute.
Where did they find them? Yes, he is.
Shit like this happens. You're eating? Okay. Something must be wrong with me.
Rankin.
They were found in Rankin. Okay.
Thank you, Jesus.
And they also have a suspect in custody as well.
Okay. So they got her. She's in custody.
On November 7th, 2023, Angela Kathleen Montgomery was found guilty with a mental health consideration of criminal attempt to commit murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and aggravated assault. She was sentenced to 30 years in prison with a lifetime of probation. Gabrielle Rogers survived her injuries and was reunited with her children. She is on the road to a full recovery.
All right. That was that. So these things happen in families. We normally hear about it. And normally, I'm not being funny. Normally you'll hear that it's always white women that do this shit. This was a black woman. And that's going to take us into our black serial killers. You know, I know, Riley. I know. I was just thinking when my mother had to be rushed to the hospital, and this was doing C-19, we couldn't even go in. We only had to be one at a time. And since my sister rode with her in the ambulance, she was the one that was there. And then we couldn't see her until... what was it? I think 12 hours we would change up. And I know me and my sister was outside in all that hot sun in Houston, sitting there waiting to hear about the x-rays and about them going in for surgery. And soon as they told us that we wouldn't be able to come in and that my sister was going to be the only one that was going to be able to be in there. And then after 12 hours, if she leaves that day, we still had to wait 12 hours before somebody else can go. So we switched up then, but I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat. Matter of fact, I think I had even stopped smoking then, but the first thing I wanted to do was get a damn cigarette. That's the first thing I wanted to do, was to get a cigarette. She threw her life away. 30 years. 30 years. Because you couldn't tell your fiance that you had a miscarriage. Really? Those things happen. But we were talking about black serial killers, and that led right into that. So I need to share my screen with you guys. But again, Lorenzo Gilliard is not in this list. And he was known as the Kansas City Strangler. He started killing women in 1977. He didn't stop. He was 26 then. He didn't stop until age 42. And that was 1993 is when he stopped killing. Okay? But we're going to look at these serial killers because I remember we talked about it once before, and I was like, okay, because they said 15. There's been 15. At that time, there was 15 on their list. And here we go. Now, I never heard about this one. This is the videotape killer. Okay? He was linked, again, 12 sex workers. Just like Lorenzo Gilliard. He was killing sex workers. He killed 12 sex workers in St. Louis, Missouri. He would lure women to his home with money or drugs, then tie them up and kill them. After committing each murder, Travis would discard the bodies along the road and carry on his heinous act for 3 years. He was a killer for 3 years. Police identified Travis after tracing his steps through a series of interactive maps and found his home. Bloodstains covered every part of his house in various wood. I do remember this one. This one woman was in the basement, and somehow or another she got away from him. I remember this one. Bloodstains covered every part of his house, and various women items were recovered in the basement, along with several videotapes of him torturing and abusing and raping his victims. Travis committed suicide in his jail cell before he could be convicted. Now, that reminded me of Ariel. Ooh, I forgot his name. Baby, you know who I'm talking about. The guy who would stash all of these murder kits along in different states. And it could be years later, he would go back and get them and commit all these murders. So, this is about Jackson. Okay, he's from Portsmouth, Virginia. They said that he wreaked havoc on the LGBT community for 10 years. His first victim was a gay man in 1997. He was suspected of killing another 11 queer men. I don't like that terminology, but this is what is there. Authorities declined to name Jackson as a suspect in the other killings due to a lack of evidence, but found his method of madness was identical in each case. Sexually motivated strangulation. He ended up being convicted in only one murder and was sentenced to life in prison, though he denied his involvement. We have this one. This is Eddie Lee Mosley. I remember him. Does anybody remember Eddie Lee Mosley? He was the rape man. Mosley was accused of terrorizing the women of South Florida in the 70s. DNA linked him to dozens of murders and rapes in Fort Lauderdale area. He was charged 3 times for rape and was found not guilty in 2 cases and entered a plea deal in the 3rd. 2 innocent men were even convicted for Mosley's crimes. One of them being the rape and murder of an 8-year-old girl. Once the police got to him in the late 1980s, he was declared unfit to stand trial and was secluded to a mental hospital until he died in 2020. I remember him clearly. One of these I remember, he was actually caught in the act. John Floyd Thomas. He was an insurance claim adjuster. He was known as the West Side Rapist for terror he brought on women from Inglewood to Claremont, California. His targets were older women between the ages of 50 and 90. He would break into their homes, rape them, and choke them to death. Thomas was finally sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for 7 murders, but remains a suspect in 15 unsolved killings. Now, I don't know if I would let this man in my house just from the looks of him. Seriously. An insurance adjuster. Get the hell out of here. Ogden axe murderer. He looks like a murderer. This was in Tacoma, Washington. This is Jack Bird. And he went on trial for axe knife killing of 2 women. He was known as the Tacoma Axe Killer. He had a lengthy record of burglaries and murders. However, he was caught after police responded to reports of screaming inside of a house. When they arrived, Bird ran out the back door barefoot, but was caught and arrested by the police. He was convicted of the first-degree murder of 2 Tacoma women and given the death penalty in 1947. While on death row, he confessed to over 40 more murders across the country that flew under the radar. He was hung at the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla in 1949. Boy, it didn't take them long. Let's see. He was convicted in 1947. 2 years later, this bitch was hung. He admitted to killing 40 people. They look like they beat his ass. Look at his nose. They beat his ass when he tried to run away. They whipped the shit out of that man. Yep, he was a senior citizen killer. What was the guy's name, Bambi? Ariel what? He was a serial killer that stashed his kids. I can't remember his name. Hi, Mr. Jimenez. I can't remember his name. You had a sex work killer in the 90s. He was never caught, Scottish Deborah? Damn. Yes, Mari, 40 people. 40. Yeah, but they beat the shit out of him. They beat the shit out of him. Let's look at this one. Oh, look at Harrison Graham. Let's take a look at Harrison again. And you know else who didn't make this list? John Melville. You remember the DC killer? He wasn't on this list either. So it makes me wonder, I'm trying to remember what's the date on this article? One summer in 1987, Graham neighbor complained to their landlord about a stench coming from Harrison's apartment. This was before Jeffrey Dahmer. Ooh. He was ordered to vacate the premises, but refused and boarded up his doors and windows. He then fled from the fire escape, and the landlord called the police to break into the apartment. What they found were 2 dead black women, blood splatters, and a slew of skeletal remains. Bones and body parts of other victims were found in bags. For the following week, Harrison ditched the police until his mother convinced him to turn himself in. When he was arrested, he confessed to killings of 7 women and was convicted in each case. He received the death penalty, but was ordered to serve life in prison first. Wait a minute. Meaning he wouldn't actually be executed. Wait a minute. You give him the death penalty, but he has to serve life in prison first. So that means after he dies, are they going to execute him? Huh. Look at this. He was living with that stench. Israel Keys, thank you. Israel Keys, that's his name. Yeah, but he's white though. Israel Keys, that's his name. You did, baby? Good morning, so done. So done. Those sticky notes were everything to me, girl. She's in the attic praying. Let's see. Oh, shit. Roberta Elder. Look at this woman. Look at that. Hi, Roberta. What you do, girl? The wife of Reverend William M. Elder was not only responsible for his death, but also the death of 2 of his children, whom she poisoned with her cooking. Damn, she was a bad cook. She was charged for their murders, but during her trial, it was found that her killing didn't stop at her household. She was accused of killing up to 13 people, including 2 ex-husbands, 3 of her own children, a grandson, a cousin, and her own mother. She was sentenced to life in prison. Bitch, you should have got cum. You just like to kill people. I'm telling y'all, don't be eating from these first ladies because they be killing people. I'm just telling y'all. Let's see. Deborah Brown. Now, I remember this one. Brown and Elton Coleman began their killing spree when they lured 2 young girls into the woods in 1984. One of the girls was raped, and the other was suffocated and stumped. For the next 50 days, the 2 killed 8 more people, raped 7, and kidnapped 3. The couple was sentenced to death, and Coleman was executed in 2002. However, Brown's death sentence was overturned after the Attorney General attributed her actions to a mental disability. Fuck that. She was trying to please this piece of shit right here that think he was John Shaft, okay? He was trying to look like John Shaft. You all of that, you ain't got to be raping and killing women, okay? You don't. Look at him. Well, she could be a little mental. Who knows? Okay. Oh, God. This is the one, Samuel Little. This is the one that I remember. Little is known as the most prolific serial killer, not just because of his crimes, but because he confessed to a large number of unsolved murders just 2 years before he died. Little had been killing since the 50s, but was sentenced for good in 2014 for killing 3 women in the 80s. His DNA was then connected to another string of strangulations. In an interview with the Texas Rangers, he confessed to unsolved killings in over a dozen states, bringing his total up to 93. This is the one they caught in the car, in the act of strangling. It just so happened he was parked someplace, the cops pulled up, and he was in the process of killing his victim. This is Samuel Little. This man confessed to killing 93. 93. Do we believe that? I don't know. But undoubtedly, they had evidence to prove it. Because how would he know about all these other deaths in dozens of states? How would he know that? How would he know that? Henry Louis Wallace. He was the Taco Bell strangler. What names? Taco Bell strangler. He raped and murdered 11 black women in a span of 4 years in the 90s. Most of the victims were women he knew, such as friends and co-workers at the Taco Bell he managed in Charlotte, North Carolina. He even attended some of their funerals. It wasn't until Wallace killed 2 women back to back in the same building that police were on to him. He was arrested in 1994 and sentenced to death. Let me get this right. A lot of your friends and co-workers were being murdered, and the cops never looked at you? But you killed 2 women in the building back to back. You wanted to be caught. I don't know if he had. They think he killed all these. They all have the same traits. Hi, Deborah. They all have the same traits. Their eyes are dead. They think he killed 300 plus? Damn. Let's see here. Chester Turner. I remember this one. Over a span of 11 years, Turner killed 10 women in Los Angeles. He was sentenced to 10 counts of second-degree murder, and the Superior Court judge said the evidence showed Turner would strangle each woman to death for his own sexual pleasure. Nature of cruelty rarely seen in murder trials. By 2014, he was sentenced to death after being found guilty in the killings of an additional 4 women. It becomes a thrill for them. Yeah, because when Israel Keys was talking to the police, he was talking to them like he had a grocery list. And he told them, as long as his name is not put out in the media, and they don't repeat anything he's saying because he doesn't want his daughter to find out, he would keep giving them bodies. But then some reporter leaked his name, and somehow or another he got a razor blade. He cut his wrist, drew 11 skulls with crosses on them, and then hung himself in his jail cell. He never faced justice, ever. And he killed himself because an over-anxious reporter put his don't know how the reporter found out, of course. The police told him. But he killed himself because he didn't want to face his daughter or a trial. And he didn't want to give up any more names. This one, Paul DeRosso. Look at him. He was tall. He was a cab driver in Jacksonville when he raped and killed a 26-year-old woman. Following her death, he took the lives of 6 other women, all under the age of 25. He was finally arrested in 2003 on 5 counts of murder, but DNA linked him to his first killing, upgrading his punishment to the death sentence. In 2021, He had his death penalty conviction overthrown to serve life in prison instead. Yes, they seem to be cowards. This one, Craig Price. He grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood during the heat of the civil rights movement. Despite having a relatively happy childhood, Craig started experiencing dark thoughts about murder. And by the time he turned 13, he had a hefty criminal record, including robbery, stalking, and assault. Soon he killed a white woman from his own neighborhood. The case went cold until police found he later killed another white woman and her 2 daughters. He willingly confessed to the murders and was convicted as a minor. He was sentenced. His sentence was supposed to have ended in 2017, but his repeated crimes inside prison extended his stay. He goes down in U.S. history as one of the youngest serial killers. Told you, never know what goes on behind closed doors. He grew up. He wasn't from the ghetto. He had a great childhood. He just chose evil. Oh, for a minute there, I thought that was Tupac. In the 1970s, a group of young black men embarked on a killing spree, taking the lives of 15 people. Oh, these the ones that fled to Philly and they were caught because it was 2 brothers that was among those 4. Their crimes had to stop and search program to be issued in San Francisco. No, that's not them, which was widely criticized by black civil rights leaders as another ploy to harass innocent black people. However, by 1974, 7 black men were arrested. 3 of them got off on bail, but the remaining 4 were convicted on a slew of charges, including murder and kidnapping, and sentenced to life in prison. No, that's not the ones I'm thinking about. Carl Eugene Watts. We know who this is. Sunday morning slasher. Watts was assumed to be experiencing delusions after being diagnosed with meningitis. When he was younger, he used to hunt rabbits and stalk his female classmates. Then he committed his first murder at 15 years old. He killed for a span of 8 years, claiming the lives of 14 to 100 women. So I don't think that we consider the other one prolific if he goes from 14 to 100 women. In 1981, one of his victims faked being unconscious and escaped from him, alerting the police. In Texas, he was charged as a non-violent felon after pleading guilty to burglary with intention to kill. However, a witness from Michigan came forward with testimony sending him to life in prison. This is the guy that they were moving from prison to prison. You remember that one too, Mari, right? That's true. That's true, Bambi. That's true. So I think it was him and this one that they had all of these different trials. Hold on, I got to go back to the most prolific one. This one. No, not Chester. Not him. Damn. Him. Samuel Little. There were so many trials for these 2. Now I need to go back to where I was. I need to go back. But they had so many trials. He almost got off. Uh-oh. Baby, here's your buddy, Wayne Williams. Now, we remember the Atlanta child killer, right? Wayne Williams. That's him. Wayne Williams. Wayne Williams was arrested for the murders of 2 adult men. However, during his trial, prosecutors suggested he was also behind a string of 22 murders in Atlanta of these children. Though he maintained his innocence, forensic evidence from his home and his vehicle connected him to several victims. He was sentenced to life in prison, though many people still believe he's innocent. Let me tell you why I believe he didn't commit all of these murders. The older 2 men, I do believe he committed because he was living a lie. He was gay. The 2 men he killed were gay. I don't believe, maybe that's just me, I think they were looking to pin these murders on someone, and all these children went missing in Atlanta. Those other 2 men, I do believe he killed those. I'm having a hard time believing he killed those children. I don't know why. See, I'm having a hard time. Some of these boys were young. They were fast. They can get away from him. I'm having a hard time believing he killed all those boys. He was killing. Yeah, he's guilty, but I don't think he killed all of those children, though. I really don't. Because there were girls in there as well, not just boys. I do believe he killed those other 2 men because his car was sitting on the bridge when that body was being dumped in that water. I do believe that. His mom and dad still don't believe he did that. I said, oh, you did that. But I don't believe he killed all those kids. I think they were trying to just close the books on these cases. And that happens a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not all. But he is a murderer. But I don't believe he killed all those kids at all. Lonnie Franklin Jr., the Grim Sleeper. He targeted Black women that struggled with drug addiction. He was found guilty of killing 9 women and 1 teenager in 2016 and sentenced to death. His killing spree lasted from 1984 all the way to 2007. He kept souvenirs from his victims, including their jewelry or pictures of them. He was finally arrested in 2010. Prosecutors speculated he may have been behind even more murders. Before his execution date, he died in 2020 in a prison cell. Mr. Jimenez, I wanted to be a defense attorney. And I say that because it would be a thrill to see if I can get my clients off whatever case that they would be in charge with. Never wanted to be a prosecutor, a criminal attorney. Hi, Aesops. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, Bambi, that's what I'm saying. I can't believe he killed some of these boys. Yes, I can. I don't think he killed all of them. I really don't. I don't believe, not 22 of them. The Grim Sleeper, Bambi. The Grim Sleeper. Then we have Derek Todd Lee. You're right, Wendy. I was looking at Angola prison the other day with the oldest guy that's in that prison. He's been there since he was 15 years old. Though he was only convicted in the murder of 2 women, Lee was tied to at least 6 other murders in Louisiana between 1998 and 2003. Prosecutors say he murdered to satisfy a sexual gratification he craved. In 2003, he was sentenced to life in prison for 1 murder, but in 2004, his sentence was enhanced to the death penalty after being found guilty in another murder. Angola is a prison you don't want to be in. Mark Gudo. Oh, Mark. Mark. He was a baseline killer. His killing spree started in 2005. Within a year, he believed to have killed 9 people as well as commit a string of rapes and assaults. The women of Phoenix were running to self-defense classes and buying firearms for protection. By September 2006, he was arrested and charged with 94 crimes, including but not excluded to the murders. Yes, Angola in Louisiana. He had 2 trials to the public debated on whether he was a killer in question. Right now, he sits on death row. Yep, the Bayou Killer. I don't know if he's on here. Anthony Sowell. He served 13 years in prison in rape and was released in the early 2000s. However, in 2009, investigators who suspected him of another rape found the decomposing bodies of 2 women on the 3rd floor of his house and a grave dug in his basement. Do we remember this one? I remember this one. Sewell had a total of 10 dead bodies rotting in his home, all which were vulnerable young women who struggled with drug addiction. Victims who escaped tried to tell the police, but some didn't believe their reports. He died in 2021. You remember the woman that got away from him, that ran out of his house in her bra and whatever? She was running, screaming, and she ran away, but then he paid her to be quiet? That's him. He was stalking her after she got away from him. That's him. So, those are all the ones. So, the one that I was talking about is, hold on. Let me show you the one I was talking about. His name is Lorenzo Gilliard. Okay. Bambi, I think that this one would be a good one for you. Notice he wasn't in those 22 that I showed you. This is him. This is Lorenzo. That's Lorenzo. That's Lorenzo. This man was married, had friends. Who is this?
Okay, so we've gotten some seriously intense articles about Lorenzo Gilliard.
The Kansas City Strangler.
Yeah, the Kansas City Strangler. Get ready to explore the unsettling...
I think, Bambi, this one would be a really good one for you. But he's a psychopath, okay? He's a psychopath. I can send you stuff that I found on him, but it's, some stuff you have to piece together. But like I said, he started in 1977 when he was 26 years old. He stopped in 1993 at the age of 42. He had killed at least 13 women. I think the oldest woman was 30 years old. He was killing 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. And he had been arrested for the rape of a 13-year-old. But for somehow or another, it got thrown out. I do believe his wife was aware of what he was doing. Because, like Gary, what's his name? Gary Ridgway, who was the Green River Killer. This guy, there is little known about him. It is stressful, but I like the way you go in depth with all of these. And if you don't want to do him, I'll do him. I have a lot of stuff on him that I can send to you. But he would throw these women away like garbage. He treated them like garbage, which most of them do. But he was just horrible with it. And he still maintained his job. A lot of them maintain their family lives. Don't get me wrong. But this guy was just something sick about him. And the more I read about him, I was like, oh no, I can't stand him. I can't stand him. But with all that heaviness, I need to show y'all one of my, I'm going to show you this. And I'm going to show you this on my TikTok. They're looking at, I think they found her name. Okay. I think they found her name. This is also a trigger warning. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning.
The child? Did you call the child the word?
Yeah, spoiler alert. While I censor it, she uses that word in this video multiple times. Rochester, Minnesota is where this happened.
To a 5-year-old
I'll just say
autistic
that he
child.
is not white, right? He is at the park with his children. He sees this woman start berating a little black boy, calling him the N-word, and he confronts her.
Did you call him the child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say. Nobody dig into your A little kid just did, you dumbass. That little kid, you call him a The little child? What, if he acts like one, he's gonna... Are you about to hit him? You chase him here? He took my son's stuff. So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, and the N-word. If that's what he's gonna act That's like. What you're gonna call him. That's what he's gonna act like. You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that. I don't give a Huh. Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
God help us. She claims that other child took her son's belongings. That's what kicked this off. The guy who recorded the video is familiar with the other child. When he brings his children there, that child and his siblings are often there and play together. The kid she's going after has autism. He doesn't behave in a neurotypical way. And even if he didn't have autism, nothing he could have done would justify her calling him slurs and pursuing him physically, which is what she says she was doing before this guy intervened. He said after he stopped recording, she sat down, hurled more slurs, told him and his wife that they should leave the country. That's what happened with Gillian. And then got on the phone and acted like she was calling someone to come down there and handle things. Fortunately, no one came, and eventually she packed up her child and left. But this woman is a danger to children. She doesn't need to be on a playground or around other kids. And she has at least one child of her own, which is also concerning. So Rochester, Minnesota, someone do me a favor.
For a minute, I thought that was that actress, Anna.
Tattoos. You can see her face clearly. Someone, please, tell me who she is.
Who was married to Chris Pratt. Okay, so that's her. Now this one, okay, let's do a little funny one.
This motherfucker, just because that carrot is in that seat, please don't come up with
This motherfucker, just because that carrot is in that seat, please don't come up and play it, bitch. There's no go back to Africa, bitch. I ain't never been there. I don't know how to get to Africa. I've never been to Africa. You can't tell me to go back to Africa. You know, y'all gotta stop letting shit bother y'all. When people come talking to y'all like that, y'all gotta learn how to let that shit go. Cause bitch, I ain't never been. I ain't even been on a trip there. That's not even a destination spot for me, nor a vacation, bitch. I can't go back to somewhere I ain't never been. Okay, only place I'm going back to is to sleep. Bitch, when I go back to take a nap. Yeah, I don't even go back and forth with nobody on the internet, bitch. Let alone go back to Africa.
There you go. I love her.
And you talking about go and pick cotton. I have never picked cotton day in my life, bitch. You can't tell me to go pick something I ain't never picked before. Only thing I picked was the wrong motherfucking niggas. That's all. That's the only thing I know how to do. I picked the wrong batch of baby daddies. That's it. That's what
you said. The wrong batch of baby daddies. She telling y'all, well, she don't have any kids, but the wrong batch of baby daddies.
You can say about me, bitch, go pick the wrong nigga again. Now that may get you slapped in your mouth, but telling me to go back somewhere I ain't never been, bitch, fuck you. How about you get your ass back on the Mayflower? You ain't never been there, have you? Yeah, that'll be stupid. You'll be like, bitch, what? I ain't never been there. Yeah, you can't even get mad at that because you ain't never done it. Yeah, so fuck you and your grandmammy. Yeah. Don't make me go back to talk to my ancestors and have your ass walking like a chicken in the morning. Now nobody don't want to say nothing. This motherfucker.
And then this one right here.
That hoe in that red Corolla thought you was intimidating somebody by blowing that damn horn. You wasn't gonna get your ass out that car and beat nobody's ass, because bitch, you would have been in jail. I told y'all are fighting charges all summer long, because I'm gonna press them bitches. And as soon as you would have thought you were gonna snatch this door open and drag me out of here, you would have had 12 hollow points in your ass. Officer, I was scared for my life. That is a linebacker. She was trying to whoop my ass, but she was not gonna live to tell that damn story. I done told y'all to stop going for bad when people carry, and you talking about give you a warning shot. When I reach in my purse, that's your warning. Back your ass up. Warning. Yeah, I don't fight with people in traffic. Y'all got the worst anger built up in y'all body. Them bitches that have the nerve to want to blow the horn and fight in traffic. Absolutely not. What the fuck you that mad for at a stoplight? Hell no. You not finna whoop me at the stoplight either, though. I'ma drive off. Yeah, but soon as you get out that damn car, it's over with. Bitch, you had on a bonnet and a Corolla. I'm not fighting you. The first half of your Corolla was ashy red and the back half was candy red. I don't want nothing to do with you, ho. You would have towed my ass up, but you wouldn't live to tell that story. Yeah, better tread lightly around this bitch. I don't play all them games. It's a 5% 10 anyways. How can you see in here? All I'm doing is staring back at you. I ain't got nothing to say. But I got a lot to prove. Now back y'all asses up now.
I love it. 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 This one, wait a minute. I wanted the one, oh, I don't have it. When this stupid asshole, oh, yeah, Bootsy went off on him. Wait a minute. Oh, my favorite.
Let me let y'all know something. Don't nobody look like me, okay? Nobody. They can never look like me. We can never look like no twin, no identical twin, no duo twin, no none of that. Okay? Nobody can look like Big Marco. Big Marco himself. That's the real guy, mama.
Okay. Mwah. I just want to go back to Kentucky. Hold on. I got to get Shamar, because he's so smart. Here we go.
But nah, I'm definitely from Atlanta, Georgia. I ain't from the United States, baby. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, my love. We love you. Oh, thank you.
He's from Atlanta, Georgia. He's not from the United States.
We love you in Canada. Yeah, I love y'all too in Canada. I love y'all too. Like, I definitely love y'all too.
You don't know where Canada is.
But y'all president need to get it together, honey. Cause he talking about shitting out lights and stuff, girl. Girl, why you want to shit out the light bulb?
Well, he just heard that on the news, because he has no idea what Canada is. If he don't know, Atlanta is in the United States, but he not from Atlanta, okay? He not from Atlanta. So, Shamar, honey, he funny as shit. And I've been fun. See, all of these that I find funny. But anyway, this one, I think, I forgot what this one was. Hold on. I forgot. Okay.
One day, this white man was walking down the beach when he tripped over something. He reached down, he pulled up 2 lamps, he dusted them off, and out popped 2 genies. He said, "Oh my God, I get 6 wishes." They say, "No, you get 3 wishes just like anybody else." He made his wishes. They told him to go head home. All his wishes have been granted. He heard in a rushed tone, walked through the front door, opened up his bedroom door. On his bed was the most beautiful woman in the world. He made love to her for hours. He came out, went to the back door, snatched it open, his whole yard completely covered with $100 bills. He said, "Yes, yes." Then he heard a knock on the front door. He went to the front door, opened it up. It was 2 guys with sheets over their head. They grabbed him, put a rope around his neck, and tied him up to his upstairs balcony until he died. Then they took the sheets off their head. It was the 2 genies. One genie looked to the other genie. He said, "I can understand him wanting the most money in the world and wanting the most beautiful woman in the world. But why would he want to be hung like a black man?"
That was a Paul Mooney joke. He wanted he wanted to be hung like a black man. Oh, here we go. This one, now, Hood Rat was on. Okay, did you get her? Did you get her? Because I missed her.
You either leave or they're trespassing you. And if you don't leave then,
I don't even understand what that means.
it means you have to leave. You do not have a choice. No. If they trespass you, you have to leave. If you do not leave...
I thought that was if I'm not on the schedule. If I'm actually on
the schedule has nothing to do with it.
Yes, they do.
Ma'am?
What am I trespassing for? I'm not bothering nobody.
They have told you to leave for the day.
But I'm supposed to be on the schedule. So
that is irrelevant.
My schedule
so just so you know, this woman was fired from Amazon. She shows up at work. They tell her to leave. This woman is saying, "Why am I leaving when I'm on the schedule?" Again, the schedule was made before she was fired. So her ass
that is irrelevant.
Gets in trouble.
I will leave as soon as it's over.
That is irrelevant. You need to leave. If you do not leave, you can be arrested for trespassing.
How can I be arrested for trespassing?
Because I will arrest you. Are you going to leave or not? Ma'am? Yes or no? Are you going to leave voluntarily or are you going to be arrested for trespassing?
How am I be arrested when I'm on the schedule?
Whether you're on the schedule or not is irrelevant to me.
How am I being trusted? That's not making sense.
Last time I'm asking.
What am I being trusted?
Last time I'm asking, ma'am.
What am I?
Are you going to leave voluntarily or not?
I'm asking, what am I being trusted?
You're under arrest for trespassing.
Sir?
Ma'am?
Get off of me. I'm not doing it.
You are under arrest for trespassing.
You are not. No.
Yes.
Why am I trespassing? Because I'm supposed to be on the property.
They've said you need to leave.
Sir, I'm walking over. Please don't touch me. What are you doing? I'm not doing anything to you, sir. I'm not. Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yes. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Then turn over.
For what?
You are under arrest.
I'm on the schedule.
You are under arrest for trespassing and not complying.
I'm on the schedule. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
You're under arrest for trespassing.
I'm not doing anything, sir. I'm not touching you. I'm not yelling. What are you doing?
You're under arrest for trespassing.
How am I? I'm about to. I'll leave. I'll leave. I'm on the schedule,
Too late.
Sir. You're arresting me for being on the schedule. Can you take this phone?
Put your arm behind your back.
You're arresting me for what again?
Trespassing.
For trespassing.
You were asked multiple times to leave.
How are you going to put me in jail for trespassing and I wouldn't do it? I'm being trespassed for being on the schedule?
Yes.
Now, how many times did she say she on the schedule?
That's right. What am I doing? I'm on the schedule. I'm on the schedule.
She on the schedule. Anyway, let's take a look at Crackhead real quick, and then I got to get out of here. I'm going to take a look at Crackhead because I got to see what she's talking about this morning. And I keep saying I got to get out of here, but I really don't have shit to do. Well, I need to go check on 2 things, but I need to wait until I get a call. Here we go. Let's see what Crackhead is talking about this morning.
And I don't have time. I'm not in the dark. I'm in the yard.
Okay, you see the cigarette smoke, right? So, guys, just so you know, it's been confirmed that her dad still takes her to the clinic. That's why she comes on before or after she goes to the clinic. Her dad takes her to the clinic. She doesn't need a ride or anything.
As soon as I can, I've been trying. Like, I can't have time, and I can't easily walk. Yeah, one, I already explained that to you guys 100 times. So at least that somebody could, never mind.
See the smoke?
I can't, I don't have time.
See the cigarette smoke?
Because I don't have time. I don't have time.
She's smoking.
That's why, guys, I don't have time. I can't. Oh my God.
And when she went live last night, she was saying how thirsty she was and how she needed food. But everything was out in Pennsylvania. I'm trying to figure out how is she going to get food when the lights and stuff was out. And you can hear her taking a drink from either a Mountain Dew or some kind of soda, because you can hear her taking a gulp of it.
I slept in a fucking abandoned house last night, man.
She did not sleep in an abandoned house. Guarantee you, she didn't sleep in a fucking abandoned house last night.
It's for the Uber to go to the clinic and then go downtown to the Greyhound station. I only have Chime and PayPal. That's it.
Rehab scam.
I did, though.
Rehab scam. You done heard it, done there, been there.
Told you I'm getting by with the skin of my fucking teeth, man.
You're not getting by. Other people are paying your fucking way. Excuse me.
Last night I just know where to go, and I wasn't sitting outside all night. It got too chilly. Way too chilly. So I just...
She wasn't sitting outside. Guarantee you. She was not sitting outside. So done. She's staying with this guy that's down, that's next door or a couple of houses down from Houdini's. Houdini's, the store. She sleeps on his sofa. His name is Don.
Just walked down in there and just stayed.
Hi, my Boston beauty. Girl.
I know, what a life. I say that to myself every second of every day.
I'm going to call you. If you're not busy, I need to talk to you.
Yeah, but it's an abandoned... Whatever. If you think that's sleeping inside, okay. Yeah, but it probably was a little bit warmer, maybe. But then when I...
Okay, it's not YouTube, Zelda. This is TikTok. But what they do is they stream her, they screen record her and put it on YouTube because they're trying to keep people from being in her chat. Most of the people in her chat, she's got 1K right now. You see at the top, 1K. They're in there trolling her and they're making fun of her.
Ma'am, it wasn't last night. It was freezing. I was freezing. I was shaking. So I don't know what you're talking about. I just said, oh my God, I need 25.85. Yes, I do. Yeah, on my phone. You have to tap it. I just want to go down those. And then I don't even feel that bad, but I have to go there first. I don't know how long it's going to take up there and stuff that. Oh my God, drop the screen behind me. Okay. I dropped the screen behind me. None of you are going to help anyway. So what's the fucking point, huh? To prove a point that you guys don't know what you're talking about again, huh? Okay, there you go. Look, I'm in a fucking yard, bitch. I'm in a fucking yard charging
He's next door to Don's home. If you look at the screenshots, hold on. Let me show you how this bitch is lying. Hold on. Wait a minute. This was put in Discord last week. Or was it? Hold on. That house. Oh, hold on. That's Scam Slams. Hold on. Let me go to the other Discord. Let me go to this one. Okay. Where is Don's? Hold on. Where's his house? Hold on. There's a picture of the house right next door. Same color brick. She's lying. She's next door to his home. She's a lying piece of shit. I'm gonna find it.
I've been fucking telling you people. Fucking know what you're talking about. Ever. You never fucking know what you're talking about.
I wish I knew this bitch was lying. I would have been right in there.
There, it might embarrass me enough now, huh? There, the screen's dropped, huh? It ain't the store. It's in somebody. Oh my God, the store. Is this the store? Is this the store? Is this the store?
That's next door.
The store.
That's
the store.
John's house.
The store. The store. Huh? It's the store.
Next door to Don's house outside.
Lying motherfuckers. You see what these people do? Sending out messages. She has somewhere to go. She don't need food. She don't need nothing. Fucking bitch ass.
Oh, this lying.
Anyways, Chime is on the screen. PayPal is on the screen. They lie. I've been telling you guys. They're liars. Liars. They just don't want you to help me because they want me to die. I'm trying to fucking save my life here. And all you people are just sitting there laughing like it's a fucking joke.
Hold on. Here it is.
That's why I don't want to hear nothing when you guys say, I care about you and I flip the fuck out on you. That is why. That is why right there. Because you could not. You could not.
See it?
You could not.
There is Don's house.
And watch this shit and just be like, fine, I have $25. I'm not going to send it to her. Fuck her.
Right next door.
That you couldn't. You just couldn't, man.
You saw the color.
Serious. Like, I'm trying so hard and they keep pushing me back. And then they're going to get on here and deal with this fucking shit. It's even worse.
Bitch.
Where's my fucking screen up? Fucking, I slept in an abandoned house. Sure. Yeah, I did. That was the first night I had to, but I fucking did. Chime is the L Richard 5, and the PayPal's Lisa Boo 23X, or Lisa 23XO. I have Lisa 23XO too. Friends and family. And for your information, somebody sent me $1 on Chime and wrote a nasty message, and I fucking had it to buy a cigarette. So there.
Oh, she's a piece of shit.
Sometimes I'll look it up, like $10 or something on here, and I looked and it was $1, so I was like, okay, what's a fucking dollar? Oh, I can't take it anymore.
You can't take it anymore, guys.
Can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. I'm tough, but I can't take it anymore. Nobody can handle this. Nobody. I'm trying. I'm going to, but I'm trying. So if anybody can help, I'd appreciate it. The Uber to get there, and then to the Greyhound 2585. If I missed, I don't know what's gonna happen from there. Meaning, I don't know what will happen with the rehab. I don't know. I can't say either way. She didn't say.
First of all, she needs an ID to catch a Greyhound bus. Okay, people, I'm trying to understand. Why don't people understand that? She cannot get on a Greyhound bus, any type of transportation, without an ID. Period. No one seems to understand that. No one. She's lying.
And I highly doubt I'm gonna get there. Nobody's gonna help, and then I'm just gonna be stuck. And it's gonna be the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. Anyways, I don't know what's gonna happen if I miss. She didn't tell me, so I don't know, guys. Honestly, I don't. Like, if I don't make the bus, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I don't know why they didn't help me. I mean, I guess they can't help with everything. Like they can't help with Uber money. You have to find your own fucking way there at least. To the goddamn bus, you know.
Exactly. Good morning.
Supposed to be gone yesterday with the odds of a fucking 80-mile-an-hour winds in a tree. Like, come on, man.
No, you didn't time any of that.
Fuck out of here.
No, you didn't.
And you can Google it yourself. You can Google it. Like, I didn't make it.
So, if her RSS, and that's her recovery support specialist, said she was going to get her into rehab, your RSS will make sure that you get to whatever mode of transportation it is, or they will make sure that somebody gets you to the Greyhound. Again, she cannot get on a Greyhound with no ID. And then she's lying. She's entitled. Exactly. These fake tears. This girl has been, again, people don't stop to think. Her parents, her sisters, her older 2 daughters are not helping her, her brother. If they're not helping you, why should anybody else? They wash their hands.
And it was all just not even planned, dude. I'm sitting right here, and the fucking shit went on. And I was like, what the fuck? Let me check if anybody helps. Let me see, please, real quick, because I don't have time. It's 8:30.
Guys, she doesn't have time. She doesn't have time.
I'm going to PayPal for $5. So, I'm down 20. Told you guys. You think I don't know what I'm talking about? I know what I'm talking about.
If you weren't eating the way she said she wasn't eating, that bitch wouldn't even have strength to get online. She's sitting outside this man's house. Probably after her dad dropped her off from getting her dose.
At $4.75. Oh, we'll see how this goes.
Her daughters don't want to be around her. So there we go. Oh,
do this, embarrass myself. It's the first. Okay.
Is this the same one?
5 or PP. PayPal, Lisa Boo, 23.
Yep, it's the same one. It's the same one. She will come live 55 times. She will be live 55 times. Oh, 4 minutes ago. Is that the same one? Oh, wait a minute. George is, okay. Hold on. George is going live in our 8:15. Okay, George is going live at 8:15. George is going live. Announcement.
Should be okay.
Is going live. Okay, this is a new one.
That's what the Uber costs, honey. It's 2 different places from where I'm at, you know.
So she's lying. Her daughters are adults. They want nothing to do with her.
$25.85 to be fair. Guys, it's 10:11 here. I have a half hour.
Okay.
Anyway, I haven't already been. I wish that was true.
I can't even take Lisa anymore. I can't, because all of these fools that are still sending her money, they're dumb. It's everywhere on TikTok. Don't send this trash money. She's in active addiction. And the only thing she did was that sweatshirt that she had on with all the boogers on the front. She flipped it inside out. She's disgusting. She's nasty. Her hair is disgusting. I saw bugs in her hair the other day in the back when she turned around. Anyway, I love you guys. George is going to go live. I'm excited to see George live. Oh, so done. She has, oh my God. Oh, let me see. What account was that she was just on? Shit. Hold on a second. Do you have TikTok, so done? If you have TikTok, I can send you the the link to her pages. Okay, Lady Red just did a live on her as well. Yes. If you have if you have TikTok, my thing on TikTok is OG Lady Red. Send me a message and I will send you her links. So somebody gave her money? Okay. See, these people that are giving her money, my understanding from reading Fraud of the Reaper is that Jessica Chastain is still giving her money. Jessica, where are you? Because I know you listen. Who is George? Zelda, let me drop George's link for you. Hold on. I'm going to drop George's link. Let me drop George's link. George is our king. No, I'm just joking. The people will take that. That is George's link to his channel. He'll be live at 8:15. I just saw that. I didn't even get a notification. And it's past 30 minutes. I didn't get a notification. So that is George's link to his channel. But so done. Hit me up on the TikTok or Chantel or Red Productions, and we will give you Lisa's links to her pages. But if you go to TikTok and you just typed in Lisa Boo Boo hates everyone, or Lisa Boo Boo hates you, or Lisa Richards, or what's the name of this account she was just on? Hold on. Let me look at the name of the account she was just on. Hold on. Let me look at the name of the account. Nookie 5150. The account she was just on, she keeps changing account names. So the account she was just on is called Homeless and Defeated. All one word. Homeless and Defeated. Homeless and Defeated is her name on TikTok, is the account she's using today. Homeless and Defeated. And it's all one word. So if you follow that page, and then you'll see all her other pages. She's got like 5. Thank you, Mari. I will see you guys in George's. A lot of you I will see in George's. Let me get my coffee and stuff. And it's almost 8 o'clock. I need to wait to 8:30 to make a call. But you can't keep up with her accounts. All she does is changes the names of them. But if you let's say that you follow Lisa Boo Boo hates everyone, or Lisa Boo Boo hates you. Once she changes that name, it doesn't matter. Every time she goes live, it's going to pop up. I know she goes live because I get alerts from Discord, from 3 different Discords. So I get alerts from 3 different Discords. So that's how I know she's live. All right, guys, I'm going to go. You guys have a great day. And I like this little thing that I did. I'm just playing around with shit. But I'm going to do this. I will see you guys later. Have a great day. And this has been Morning Coffee with Heidi. Bye, guys. See you later. I got to go.